So on the previous episode of 4x5, me and Max discovered that we cannot use a 90mm lens. I had to take the 90mm lens back to Mr. CAD and exchange it for a 135, 235, 5.6 Linhof lens. So Lee Filters got back to me on the phone. Some good news and bad news. They can manufacture a plate for me for my new lens, but it's going to take a few weeks, if not a month or so. So for now I'm going to have to improvise and maybe use some Velcro or some tape just for now, as I'm going to America next week. So good news. We're now about to go outside and test out the GFX for the first time. Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome to today's video. This is now episode 3 of the 4x5 journey. We're now out with the Linhof 5.6, 135, 235, eventually got there in the end, lens. And we're out with the GFX with the Adapter G back. Let's check out the movements. So this is the Linhof 135 to 235 5.6 lens. This is my new lens that I got from Mr. CAD. So the front element, if you take out this front element, it becomes a 235 5.6. You screw the element back in, this element here, the front element, it becomes then a 135 5.6. Right, so I've set up now. I'm completely set up. I'm literally just now framing my composition. I'm focusing on this main, I think it's an oak, looks like an oak. There's a few oaks here. What I'm going to try and do is focus on this main tree, which if I was shooting just my GFX or standard fixed focal plane camera, I'd only be able to focus on the one tree or the other tree. So it's either literally be foreground or background. Obviously you can, I want to shoot, I'm actually shooting right now at 5.6, so I'm completely wide open. So only the foreground at the minute is going to be in focus and the background is going to be completely blurred. But because of the, let's spin this around, I've got the Linhof 5.6, 135 and 235 lens on. I couldn't get the 90mm close enough, and as a lot of people have said in online, is because the sensor plane shifted back like 1.5 inches to nearly 2 inches. I need to try and get my lenses back 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and it's just not possible. A few people have said, why didn't you go for the is it the Cambo Actus system? I did look into that, but it's like $2,000, and I think from what I can work out, it can only do like really minimal movements on the front. It can't, I don't think it does rise and fall. I'm not sure if it does rise and fall. It might do. From what I looked at when I researched it, it was $2 and a bit grand, which is about, I don't know, $2,300, $2,400. You can't shift the rear plane, so there's no movement on the back, the rear plane. It just didn't seem feasible to me to get that system. This, I can take the attachment off and the GFX off, and I've still got a 4x5 camera, and it was only £250. So it's a no, for me it was a no-brainer until we get tilt shift lenses out, which I think coming out next year for the GFX. So 2018 I think we get a few tilt and shifts, but until then I can't change the perspective. There's a few adapters you could get, I suppose, but this enables me to shift. I mean, look how much movement I've got. If I bring that out, look at how much movement I've got. I've got all this movement, rise and fall. I've got so much movement in rise and fall. I can lock that off. Just lock that off. I can swing. I can shift left to right on the front plane, and I can shift left to right on the rear plane. So then that's 20mm either side. You can also swing that around to a vertical position and still shift left and right. So this just gave me a lot more options. That's one of the reasons why I went for the 4x5 Intrepid, really, and the adapter. There's no real information out online. There's no real instructions to say what it can do. So literally I just thought, let's just try it. I like to try it. These things are meant to be tried and tested. So here we are. I'm in one of my local parks. That was a big wasp just then. Got a few trees here, so I'm going to focus on, what I'm going to do is actually going to record inside the GFX so you guys can see literally what I'm actually seeing within the camera. So I'm going to swing this back round now to horizontal. I'm going to set it back to 0. Let's turn it on. And there's a person literally just walking through now. So let me focus. So you focus using, for the people that don't know, you focus using these dials here, forward and backwards. For people that do know 4x5, how to shoot film, whatnot, this is going to be completely obvious to you. But I'm trying to appeal to the ones that want to get into 4x5 film or 8x10 film and show you guys what kind of movements you can get. So lock off all your knobs. This one allows you to focus. This one does rise and fall. You've got swing, and then you've got shift left and right. You've also got rear shift on the rear plane as well, which is quite unique with the adapter. Only with the adapter is that possible. Just want to mention that. So yeah, I mean, I did look at the Cambo Actus, but for what it was, it's quite expensive for what it was. And this does more than that, and it's only 250 quid. So let's see exactly what it can do. Let me change the drive mode so you guys can see what I'm doing. I've now focused, I've punched in, and I can now see, actually let me show you guys, let's make this a lot easier. Because let me change the drive mode. I'm going to go into video, so it might be a bit bumpy. But I want you guys to see, oh, it's cropped it a little bit because it's in video, which I can't help. Let me just maybe make that a little bit more level, hang on. I should really be using my heavier tripod, but I'm not. I'm using the TQC. Alright, let me punch in. I'm going to start recording, and then you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on the camera and what it can actually do inside the bellows as well. So let me lock all this off. So that's nice and square. That's square there. And let's start recording. So there's going to be a bit of a crop because it's obviously video. The GFX is cropped a little bit. So let's start recording. So I'm now recording in the GFX. So what I'm going to do the smallest amount of movement. See that? So that's blurred. It's quite hard to see actually. And now what I'm going to shift left. So I haven't moved anything. So as you can see, all I'm doing is moving the camera left and right. And now if I pivot, what's that going to do? Woo, that looks pretty sick. So now I can pivot back to 0. So that's 0. And then if I pivot over to the side. So it gives you so many different options. A lot of different options. He's going to piss in my bag, watch. Dog's about to piss in my bag. So if I reset this back to 0. And now, I can't actually see through the viewfinder in a minute because it's in video mode. So I'm hoping that is in focus. I don't know, I can't quite see because it's recording. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the front lens plane. What we'll do is shift it over to the side. 2 trees there. The background tree, to me, doesn't actually look like it's completely in focus. Or what I can do is I can shift the front focal plane, the lens plane. And as you can see, it's really dirty actually. As you can see, it changes the perspective and what's in focus. So to me, that looks pretty good in focus from what I can see. And then I can shift left to right and swing. I mean, I haven't even done anything to the rise and fall. So let's try and rise and fall. So it basically means that if, say if you were lower than something, do you know when you take a photo of a tree or a building, you get that distortion effect and it looks like it's falling back. Literally with this, you can correct that distortion in camera. So you haven't got to do it in Photoshop or Lightroom, whatever you got to do. You do it all in camera. So it is kind of like a tilt shift lens, but a lot more control than a tilt shift. So let's now lift that up. So literally, you've just got to play around with it. So let me lock that off. So this is completely brand new to me. There is a lot to learn, which I'm fully aware of. I'm not proclaiming to know everything. So in this case, I'd probably put it to 0, spin it round, and then yeah, I mean, what I can do something else as well, actually. I just remembered. So if I wanted to, I can then spin this. All right, so then watch this. So now I'm in vertical, now I'm shooting vertical. So I can now, if I wanted to, so say if I was shooting a church or something that was really, really tall, you can now see from this, look how much movement I've got from there all the way up. I haven't moved. It basically makes me look like I'm standing on a ladder of some sort. It looks like I've gone up a notch. But all I've done is change the perspective at the back. I mean, let's try and... There's so many different movements on this, guys. I literally need to work out where and what I want to shoot. So yeah, so let's now spin this back around. The rear standard sensor plane. Let's see what this does. So let me stop that. And then now I can actually see what I'm getting if I take it out of video mode. Let's see, actually. I wonder if I can punch in live. No, I can't. To have that amount of control, for me, is just madness. I hope that has shown you guys the potential in this Intrepid 4x5. I mean, if you have the Cambo Actus, and you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I looked at it, it does look really good, but £2,000 and a bit, and that's a decent amount of money to spend. That's quite a bit of money to spend. That looks quite nice, actually. So I'm not going to take any images. I don't really feel the need to take any images. But it just, hopefully it's shown you. Hopefully it's shown you. I mean, I can clearly see, and I'm shooting wide open as well. That's what's mad. I can clearly see. So what you're trying to do is, you're trying to match the lens plane, the focal plane. See, these trees are on an angle. So what I'm trying to do is match my focal plane to that plane. So literally, I'm throwing the focal plane around. When you shoot your normal DSLR or a mirrored, it's fixed. It's literally sensor and lens plane. That's it. And then obviously that sends out your focal plane. With the 4x5, literally I can swing. I can throw the focal plane wherever I want, literally. And that's the creative control that I wanted in a lens, but we don't have them lenses yet until at least 2018. We don't get any tilt shift for the GFX. And even when we do get them lenses, I don't think you're going to be able to change, you know, I can shift 20mm that way, 20mm that way. The front, I think, can go at least 20mm in all directions and shift. So it just gives you a lot of creative control. I'm really, really looking forward to this setup and getting it out and using it in America and in Scotland. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. I just wanted to get out, end this episode 3 now of the 4x5 journey. And yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's something brand new, keeps the creative juices going. So thank you very much for watching today, guys. If you liked today's video and you haven't subscribed yet, maybe subscribe to be notified of all my latest new videos every week that I upload. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.